What is going on today? My name is Lindsay. I am bringing you a clear, direct video on how to exactly set up a structure for success. Now, this is the simplest way to set yourself up for success. This is the basics. It's all about the foundation. And if you don't have the foundation down, then the rest crumbles. You're not going to be able to build anything without the foundation. It's like the foundation of a house. You have a concrete slab that holds the house up. If you don't have a concrete slab, the house will crumble. It's weak. If a nasty cyclone or storm comes your way, the house will deteriorate and knock down. But if you have a strong concrete slab, that house will withstand what you are going through. Now, this channel is all about reclaiming your drive, becoming the man you're supposed to be, becoming a leader in your life so you can lead yourself to success, lead your family and your partner to a life that you dream of. And that character, that dream man that you admire, that you are going to be, he's out there. You've just got to nail down a few of the basics and repeat them consistently. You need to build a strong physical body to build a strong physical mind. And you might be asking, who am I? Well, my name's Lindsay. I'm 24 years of age. I am a foreman or a supervisor, you could say, for a team of 25 guys in Brisbane, Australia. I look after a team and we are building a big project in Brisbane City, one of the biggest cities in Australia. I also run my own business called Benefit Recovery with two of my really good mates, and that is also taking off. That is also on its way to be something really special. Now, I've been working on myself for years and I've had my pitfalls, and the only time I've had my pitfalls is when I haven't been hitting the basics. When I haven't been doing the thing I know I should be doing, that everyone knows you should be doing. It really is that simple, and you can add on more as you progress. You can acquire new skills throughout, but the basics will remain. The foundation will stay. You can renovate the house, but the foundation will stay. Now, let's jump straight into it. I want to be as direct as I can here and give you guys as much value as I possibly can in a video. So, a video on how to exactly set up structure for success. Mind the laggy video. So, basically, what you're going to get out of this video is a plan to set up your life for great things. Because that's what it's all about, right? More money, better relationships, feeling fulfilled, and a foundation building for the long-term you. Because without these things, like I said, you're going to crumble. Now, the first two pieces of this puzzle is, one, a healthy body, and two, a healthy mind. Now, it's going to take work getting a healthy body. You're going to have to do what you're going to have to do to get a healthy body. If you are overweight and you eat like crap, well, then you're going to have to do the work to lose the weight, build the lean muscle, and feel better about yourself. You want to be an animal that is dangerous, right? You want to be the best you. You want to be capable. You want to be able to move. You want to be mobile. You want to be able to run 21 kilometers if you need be. You want to be able to lift 100 kilos if you need be, or whatever your body can maximize. You want to be the strongest, fittest version of yourself. And just crafting this body, just crafting this build will craft your mind. that's the beauty of it, is that building a strong body will build a strong mind. It just comes with it. It goes hand in hand. And yes, there's more things you can do to build a strong mind, but again, a foundation of a strong mind is a strong body, okay? So both of these go hand in hand in each other. Your vehicle to success, like, you are literally the vehicle to success. Whether you can think clearly, whether you can move freely, whether you have the energy to even produce the work. You know, some people just are so lethargic from eating too much crap. You know, they just got no energy at all. They don't have any natural energy, mental and physical. When you eat the healthy diet, when you do the strenuous training and the sprints and, you know, do cardio exercise every single week, you're going to feel good. You're going to have this natural energy to arise. And you're also going to have this sharpness in your mind. Okay? So I'm just going to keep it easy with you. Like, this is just what you got to have to do. So actionable steps: create a training program for yourself. Learn how to create a training program. It's not that hard. Pick push, pull, leg split, bros split. If you don't know what those things are, look them up. But just create a training program and stick to it. You know, bare minimum would be 30 minutes a day. Now, create a nutrition schedule full of the macronutrients you need: proteins, fats, carbs. It's all out there online, on YouTube, whatever you need. It's all out there. So don't be lazy. Get online, have a look, do your research and learn something. Okay? Now, for the brain, for the mind, I want you to do a dopamine detox. I want you to get rid of social media. I want you to get rid of porn. I want you to get rid of junk food and TV and Netflix. I want you to read a book, pick up a diary, start to journal your thoughts. You know, start to fill your calendar up, your schedule up with practical activities that are going to push you forward every single day, right? Like, taking away these distractions, these dopamine extractions, it's going to make you feel a lot better about yourself. You're going to feel this natural energy come back, and you're going to realize that things will start to become fun again. The simple things in life will start to be entertaining. The simple things in life will start to feel good again. You know, the only reason they hadn't is because your dopamine receptors are just so fried from watching TikTok, watching YouTube, watching porn, all these things that just give you all this stimulation. And when you bring your levels back to a normal, back to an average, you know, you get stimulation from going outside for a walk for 15, 20 minutes. You get stimulation from cleaning your space up. You get stimulation from ticking off a job that you needed to do. You get stimulation from reading a book, right? These things are natural, okay? So organize your space, your car, your home, your work. Make everything organized and clean. You want to be an organized person, right? This is not only good for you as a doer, but it's good for your brain and your mind. You feel clear. You feel like you know where everything is. And then you can proceed to action. And like I said, daily reflection and journaling, daily meditation discipline. Add these into your routine and you'll begin to produce a healthy mind, a healthy body, right? And remember, this is all about building that vehicle to get you to where you want to get to. So, after you want to do that, you know, you're starting to build that vehicle, that person, right? The next practical step that I can give you is create goals. Create goals and then create systems for those goals, right? So I want you to create a 5-year plan, okay? And look, who knows where you're going to be in 5 years, but to have a starting point that you can adjust in 3 months, in 6 months, in 1 year, it doesn't matter, but at least you've got a North Star that you are moving towards with the systems to get you there. Okay? So you're going to create a 5-year plan, and you're going to create each year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to talk about what you're going to achieve each year and each month. You know, in the first quarter of year 1, I'm going to save $20,000 and I'm going to buy a car, right? In the second year, I'm going to hit 90 kilos and bench 120 kilos, right? Like the simple goals, tangible goals, okay? You know, chuck it into ChatGPT and literally get it to produce you a 5-year plan that you can work towards and fill out, and then have that somewhere where you can read it often. Read it once a week, okay? Read it every Sunday, you know? And over the months, it's going to change. You're going to be somewhere you didn't know you were going to be. And all that takes is an adjustment, right? So you got a 5-year plan. You're going to create yearly, monthly, and weekly goals. And then you're going to do a full life audit. Look at your life, where you are now. Look at what you value and break it down into different categories, right? So fitness, health could probably be the same category. Finances, relationships, business, whatever you value most. Maybe you play a sport, maybe you play soccer or football. Chuck that in there. And then you're going to do a life audit. What can I do better? What can I improve? And what can I stop doing, right? If you are trying to save $20,000 but you eat food out every single day, you know, that doesn't line up. It doesn't align with your 5-year plan. So you need to do a life audit and go, I'm taking that spending away and I'm replacing it with something else. You know, maybe you buy your food for the week and you meal prep for the week, right? Simple goals, okay? Shoot for the moon, land on the stars, I say. You know, go big, dream big, or go home, because literally your life can change in 6 months. Your life can literally change in 6 months. So what do you got to lose dreaming big in 5 years? It's only going to get you further along. Now, you need systems to go with goals, right? They don't work without them. I use Notion to plan my day, to brainstorm, to put all the notes that I take from books that I read or listen to. I leave it in one place where I can come back and read it. You need some sort of dashboard, a diary or whatever to keep track of your notes. So you got a lot of information coming in. You got a lot of things to do. You need a place where you can keep track, tick things off, get things done. This is very important. So grab a diary, use a productivity app like Notion or Treble, I think one's called. Trello, that's it. And yeah, literally this is where you're going to carry out your days, weeks, months to carry out your goals. And with the dopamine detox, this is going to be your dopamine hit, is ticking that box to get things done. Now, don't fall into the trap of getting things done that aren't pushing the needle forward, because that is another trap. You know, we've got big dreams, we've got big things to do, but not every activity is the money-making activity, is the fuel to the fire, is the leverage activity, depending on where you are in your journey. So look at what produces the most output. Look at what input, what action produces the most, and do that, okay? So, actionable steps. Create a 5-year plan. Just use ChatGPT or talk to someone, talk to me, hit me up, I can help you. Create a 5-year plan. It's not that hard. And take the time to really put in the information, to really dream and think, to meditate on where you want to be, what you want to do, okay? Download an app like Notion or use a diary, notepad to create daily or weekly plans. Whatever works for your brain, I say. Everyone's different. Some people like writing things down, some people like typing, some people like taking notes or lists, some people hate lists, right? Some people like journaling. Whatever works for you. And create a morning and nightly routine that optimizes you for the day or night, right? Create a morning routine that raises your vibration, that makes you feel good. You know, proven things that makes us as humans feel great, like getting a sweat on, like doing something that raises your cortisol that brings you down, brings you awareness for the morning, endorphins, okay? Something that is biologically good for you, and create a night routine that calms you down, that dims your thoughts so you can sleep, that just doesn't stimulate you in the way that you don't want to before you go to bed, okay? These are very important. On to the last section, right? So you've got your 4 steps, right? Now it's about repetition. It's about building that self-belief, that self-worth. And that comes from respect for yourself, okay? Self-belief comes from building self-respect, right? Do what you say you're going to do. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to stick to this training plan. Make a promise to yourself that you're going to have or do a dopamine detox for the first month, just to rewire your brain. You know what that's going to do? It's going to show you, it's going to prove to you, it's going to give yourself evidence that you do what you say you're going to do. And that builds this undeniable confidence in your everyday actions. It builds that conviction. It makes it easier to say that you are going to go achieve something. It makes it easier for you to believe yourself when you tell yourself you're going to build $1 million business, right? This is the point. The more you do, the more evidence you create, for good or bad. If you're doing the wrong thing all the time, if you say you're going to do something, if you say you're going to clean your room and you leave it, you're just creating evidence that you are that kind of person, right? Prioritize things that make you feel good, whether that be eating healthy, whether that be going to the gym, whether that be spending time with that loved one, that makes you feel good. Prioritize those things. Don't prioritize things like spending time with people that make you feel bad, that kind of gossip and, just drain you. It's not healthy. Read a book. Read something positive. Hang out with passionate people. Be impeccable with your word. Okay? There's a good filter I like to use, and it's with every choice, ask yourself the question, does this fulfill me or is this instant gratification? Because if you have an apple, does this fulfill you long term or is it instant gratification? And that fulfills you long term. But if you have a cheeseburger, does that fulfill you long term? No. Is it instant gratification? Yes. So always ask yourself the question, does this fulfill me long term? So you do the reps, you do the work, you build the self-belief. The outcome is self-worth. And self-worth is a beautiful thing. I love speaking about it. Just having that worth about yourself makes you walk around with a different kind of confidence, right? You run your life at a certain kind of frequency. And yes, it's up to you to get yourself to that frequency every single day. But it's this healthy mix of, putting yourself through the stress, through the pain, doing the work, eating the good foods, saying no to people, saying yes to your word. And that's going to leave you in this high frequency state. It's going to make you end up in these conversations you didn't even know were going to happen. That wouldn't happen without you being this kind of person, right? Be a man of integrity. You got this self-worth, and you will have even more self-worth if you walk around with integrity. If you do the right thing always, because you know that's the right thing to do. It's going to make you feel good. We're basically chasing things that make you feel good. Okay? And when you feel good, like attracts like, you're going to attract the life that you want. Now, that is the secret, right? Being on this high frequency, the best way to be on the high frequency is to do the things you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work hard. You're supposed to be in the best shape of your life. You're supposed to do this work, do this passionate work that you're passionate about. And to do that, you've got to be clear on your mission. You've got to block out the bad. And at the end of the day, you're going to be in the most highest state of self-worth that you possibly can, and you're going to attract the life that you want to attract. Right? Do all these things. I've added in a few extra skills that would be worth learning because you're building a character, right? All these things is the perfect mix for the potion for a structure for success. That's what you're setting yourself up for, right? And to add a little sauce on top, learn certain skills like sales, learn how to speak, learn how to communicate, learn leadership, learn how to be a leader in your life, in front of a team. Ask yourself what you really want to do in life, and then spend an hour a week putting time towards that passion. It might be boring, it might suck in the moment, but you know that you're learning something worthwhile. You know that you're learning something that is that dream man, that man you admire, that you are becoming him. Learn about money. Learn emotional intelligence. Learn why you are the way you are. Take a therapy session. Any skill that is relevant to your goals, you should learn. That is all from me. I hope you boys enjoyed this. I am helping men reclaim their drive and become the man they were meant to be. If you are looking for that drive for life, if you are looking to become a certain kind of man that dominates, then I'm the man to speak to. Hit me in the DMs, hit me on Instagram, and we can get to work. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching.